What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video your girl is here to bring you a 3 looks 1 palette with the Jackie Aina and ABH collaboration. This was a palette that I received from a subscriber, and I still honestly baffles me. It baffles me that she was willing to buy this for me, but she did, and I finally got my paws on it, and I immediately did a swatch video, which is already up on my channel, and then I immediately wanted to finish the 3 looks 1 palette that I was doing at the time and then start this one. So I'm very happy that I was able to do this 3 looks 1 palette. If you're wondering, the look on my face right now is actually the 3rd look. I forgot to do my intro, as always, after my first look, but I'm still very happy with all 3 looks. I gave you guys a really neutral look, I gave you a more pinky look, and then I feel like this is just saucy. Who knows? I really enjoyed all of my looks. Sorry for the people outside in my neighborhood. Apparently Corona is not around. But yeah, I just really enjoyed doing this 3 looks, and I wanted to show you guys what looks I could come up with. If you guys want more looks, just let me know. I already have more ideas for more ways to use this palette, and I think that's all I have for you guys. Let's just get into it. Hey guys, so like I said in the intro, today I am excited to do my multi-look palette video. I don't actually know how many looks I'm gonna be doing. Just looking at this palette, I can easily see like 4 or 5 different looks that I can create, so I'm just very excited to get into it. And yeah, I'm gonna stop talking and just go for it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and take my Smashbox 24-hour primer. I'm actually getting very close to the end of this primer, which will be sad because I've had this for quite some time, but it will also be exciting because, like I said, I've had this for quite some time, and I do have about 2 or 3 more primers, and I would just like to get through the products that I have. So I feel like that is a pretty good base. I'm just going to kind of tap it out just a little bit to make sure there's not too much excess on my eye. And now we're going to get right into it. So, not a huge fan of this brush. Alright, so what do I want to do? I actually really don't know what look today I really want to do. I have quite a few in my head that I'm interested in completing, and I think I'm gonna go for like my go-to type look based on the shades that are here. And first I'm gonna go into Supreme, which is the pink, and this is going to go in my transition area. This is a really pretty dusty pink. And if you're interested in just seeing the swatches of this palette, I did already upload a swatch video, and I will have that linked below for you guys. And I'm just gonna drag this shade a little bit out. Oh my gosh, I love this shade so far. Okay, very pretty. Now what I want to do is find a brush that is slightly smaller. Next, I'm gonna go into a darker shade. I'm gonna go into Big Wig, which is the main purple in this palette, and this is going to be the shade that really deepens out my outer V. Okay, I brought this up a little too high than what I wanted, so I'm just gonna go back into Supreme and just blend that out. And I'm just gonna go back and forth between my two brushes to just really get this look where I want it to be. Okay, so I'm really loving this so far, but I also just want to, so I'm really loving my look so far, but I want to deepen out my outer V just a little bit more. So I'm going to go into Credit, which is the darkest shade overall on this palette, and I'm just going to really focus this purely in my outer V. I'm just going to really focus on just darkening up that one little area. And just allowing the purple to really radiate from around the brown. So far, this palette is working beautifully. It reminds me of all my other ABH palettes, and I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, I think that's a good kind of outer edge situation. Now I am ready to work on my lid, and just like my mattes, I have so many shades that I really want to dig into, and so I don't really know what I want to do. I know that, I know a couple of things. So I know I want to use Wigglies. I would love to also use Trust Issues, and then also use Doualas. So I think what I'm going to do is start from the outer part first, and I'm going to go ahead and lay down a little bit of Douala. Okay, so I should have sprayed this because I could feel fallout on my face. So I'm just going to pack on some product on my brush. Spray my brush a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I think that is pretty. Now what I'm gonna do is take Wigglies, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm gonna apply some on my brush. I'm gonna spray my brush. And for this shade, I'm actually going to focus a majority of the product on the lower part. I don't want this to go too high. I also don't want this to go too far in. And I'm just going to try and blend these two shades together. Oh, yes, 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 yes. And then the last metallic that I'm going to work with today is going to be Trust Issues. Like I said, this is the one shade after swatching that I was like, I have to play with this shade. I think my brush is wet enough that I don't need to apply any more Fix Plus. And now I'm just gonna work on getting this up in that area. Actually, maybe I should have. Okay, so I'm just gonna layer up my brush again. More Fix Plus. And we're just going to try and slowly merge all three colors as best as I can. And then I'm gonna pop even more of Trust Issues into my inner corner. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this look. Loving it. The only thing I want to change right now is I actually want to add more of Dwala onto my lid and extend it a little bit up. Just so the shade has its moment. Okay, so I'm really liking how this is coming out. I'm just gonna take that really small brush that I put credit in my outer V, and I'm just gonna put that along my lower lash line. Now I am going to use the same brush I used for Big Wig, and I'm just going to blend out credit. And then the last thing I'm going to do is take the even bigger brush, and I'm going to go into Supreme and blend that out as well. And this is my finished look. So what I'm gonna do now is just hop off camera. I'm gonna recreate everything that I did on this eye on my left side. I'm also gonna add mascara, eyeliner, all that jazz, and I will come back to show you guys my finished look. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. And yeah, this is look number 1 with my ABH Jackie Aina palette. I'm really enjoying this look. I love that I was able to combine greens, purples, pinks, and red. I think it actually looks really, really cool. Hopefully my blend work is halfway decent. We'll see when I get my pictures close up. If you're wondering what's on my lips, I actually went ahead and picked up my Fenty liquid lipstick in Unveil. Just as I remember, very soft, very comfortable, and it also works to kind of balance out the craziness of my eyes and my cheeks so that I'm not over crazy. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and let's get into the next one. Hey guys, so I'm here to do look number 2 with my Jackie Aina palette. I am just going to prime my eyes very quickly. I did finish up my Revolution Pro foundation yesterday, so today I will start working with my Becca what is this called, my Becca Skin Love foundation. It's not in my like foundation project pan, but I've been really enjoying a more skin like finish and less full coverage, and I feel like this is kind of getting closer to what I want. It's still not exactly what I want because it's still a little bit too much coverage, but it is okay. And we're getting to the hotter months. I am sweating balls right now. I did just finish running, so my body is still unfortunately cooling down, but yeah. Anyways, so for today's look, I think I'm gonna go a little bit more neutral and just kind of natural looking, just to kind of get that version of a look out the way. So what I'm going to do is first go into ginger, which I believe will be either directly my skin tone or very near it. And I found that ABH tends to have at least one shade in the palettes that I buy where the shade is close to my skin tone. I actually really do enjoy it. And yeah, this is pretty much a good take on my skin tone. Next, I'm going to go ahead and go into edges, which is a little bit darker, a little bit warmer. And we're just going to go ahead and put this a little bit lower in my transition area, but still above my crease. And I am just going to blow this shade out just a little bit, because I will hopefully be using it down in my lower to blend out. So yeah, it's coming around really, really good so far. Now I'm gonna do a little bit more of a tighter brush, and I'm gonna go into Credit, which is the darkest shade in this palette, and this is just going to be my outer V and my actual crease color. And what I'm going to do is just make sure I don't bring that shade up too high, and I'm going to just go back into that first brush and just blend those two shades a little bit better. And I think that did it. Okay, so pretty basic crease work, nothing revolutionary or crazy to say the least. What I think I'm gonna do is I really want to try putting lituation on my outer V. So I'm just gonna grab a rougher flat brush, and I'm gonna take lituation without any spray, and this is just gonna go right here on this outer part. Now I knew that this could be a really, really good shade for transitioning from the matte to my shimmers, because it pretty much is just a dark brown, subtle. So if you really want an everyday subtle look, just throw this shade all over and you'd be good to go. But that's a little too basic for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this shade a little bit further over. And then I'm gonna flip my brush over, and I'm gonna go into Zam, which is the really, really pretty metallic in the front. And I think I might have to spray it, but I'm gonna try not spraying it. I should have. This is a crumbly shade, so I definitely should have sprayed. So I'm gonna actually do it this time. There you go, it looks a lot better. And now what I'm just gonna do is just work on blending these two shades together. And I'm gonna try and get that fallout off of my face. Very pretty so far. Very, very pretty. So I'm just gonna round up the rest of this look. It's gonna be a very simple lower lash line, as I always do. I'm just gonna take an Ecium brush, And first I'm gonna go into Credit. This is just gonna be put on my outer half of my lower lash line. I'm not gonna take this all the way. Just my outer half. Then I'm going to take that same blending brush that I had the shade Edges on, which was the warmer shade in my crease, and I'm just going to blend that out. I don't mind that this is a pretty low lower lash line. At the worst, I can blend it out a little bit later. Don't you worry. Now I'm going to take yet another brush, and I want to go into Sponsored. I'm going to take that because it's a dual chrome, and that's going to go on my first half of my lower lash line. And now I'm just going to work on blending these two shades. And then I'm going to blend out Sponsored. Oh my gosh, I'm really sweating. That is not a good thing. Oh, it is hot. It's like in the 80s right now. And my fan is not directly on me, so your girl is hot. Legitimate hot. Now I'm just going to take a pencil brush, and I am going to go into Soleil, which is the lightest shimmer. Am I going to go into Soleil? You could also go into Trust Issues. I'm going to go into Soleil. It's fine. And that is the finished look. So I was able to really create a basic kind of everyday look, but also with a little bit of flair with the green. I am just going to hop off camera really quickly, hopefully cool down completely so I can stop sweating, and I'm going to finish this eye, finish up this eye with mascara, liner, and then I will come back to show you guys my finished look. Hey guys, so this is the finished look. It actually reminds me of a look that I've done previously, but I still actually do enjoy it. You get really nice browns in the upper lid. You get really nice browns in the upper lid, a really nice warm crease, and then you get a splash of color. So if you're somebody who doesn't really feel comfortable going all out with color, then I would say this could be definitely a nice look that you do with this palette, and even just using the purple instead of the green shimmer that I used. Overall, this is the finished look. I really felt like actually going out there with my lip color today, so I went with Give Me Glow's Virus. I haven't used this liquid lipstick in a really long time, but I do still enjoy having really fun lips to really bring out the boring or the neutralness in my eye look, and I think it worked out. That's pretty much it for this second look. I am going to stay tuned for the third look, in which, who knows what I'm gonna do? I don't even know. So I will see you guys in the third look. Hey guys, so I'm here to do my third and final look with my Jackie Aina palette. I do just kind of want to disclaim, I do have my windows open in my room. It's been extremely hot, so I apologize if you can hear outside. I will try and kind of skip through it if the background noise is too much, but I couldn't anymore. As you can see, I've already done one eye, so I'm just going to recreate the look exactly on my other eye. I really like this look, and yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think about this look and the other two that I have already done. Alrighty, so now my eye is nice and primed. I am still using my Smashbox primer. I still have a little bit of usage left, so I'm just going to keep using it until it dies. And now we're just going to jump right into the palette. So The first shade that I went ahead and put in my transition shade is Supreme. This I have found has been one of my favorite shades in this palette. I have just really gotten a lot of use out of it and felt the need to really use it. And I think at least 2 of the 3 looks, if not all 3. For some reason my brain is blanking on this middle look. So I'm just really liberally applying Supreme in my crease, and I'm also dragging it out a little bit just so that when I connect my bottom lash line with my top lid, it does so at least a little bit more seamlessly than it could. Then I'm just gonna switch my brush and I am gonna go into Pinker, which is like the pinky purple shade in between. And I am just gonna use this to deepen up my crease, and this shade is actually gonna go right in my crease. It may not show up really definitively on camera, but in person I can really see the difference as to where I put this shade compared to Supreme. And yeah, I just really like how this is just a slight step darker and more purple than Supreme, but it also does have a pink. It also does have a pink undertone, which is why it really blends so nicely with Supreme. Then I'm gonna go ahead and use an even smaller brush, and I am going to reach into Credit, which is of course the brown or the darkest shade in this palette, and that is going to be my outer V shade. I took time to really just blend this shade into that outer V area and just slowly build the color where I wanted it. I also did, just out of habit, slightly put it in my inner crease, but I wasn't loading up my brush to make sure it really applied beautifully. Next is time for my lid shade, and for my lid shade I'm actually going to go into Wiggley's, which is the red metallic, and I'm just using a simple flat brush. I didn't set or put any setting spray or anything. I just used this nice fluffy flat brush, and it seems to actually be applying this metallic really well, and I had no problems. Okay, then what I'm gonna do is just flip my brush around, and what I like to do is just pat over the outside edge. I feel as though it helps me blend in a quick and seamless manner because I'm lazy. And then for my inner corner, I'm going to take yet another brush, and I am going to go into Trust Issues. I really love this shade. Out of everything in this palette, this will probably be one of the first shades that I hit pan on. I really love this shade. And I'm surprised that even when I heard about this palette, I didn't hear much about this particular shade, but in my opinion, this is definitely one of those shades that everybody should be talking about. Now I'm just going to replicate everything on the bottom lash line like I typically do. I'm going to go ahead and take Credit and go right along my lower lash line, connecting up to my upper lid area where Credit is again. I always really aim to connect up to the top. I just feel like it makes the look more blended and more seamless. Now I'm going to take the next shade, which is Pinker, and slightly blend this out, and of course connect it to the top. And then I'm going to take Supreme and just connect this whole look together. And that's it. That's how I created this look. I really enjoy it. I think it looks really cool. I will be back after I've completed all of my extra stuff. Okay guys, so this is the finished look for look number 3. And I think that this is one of my favorite looks that I've done in quite a while. So, like I said, this is the finished look. If you're wondering base-wise what's going on, like I said yesterday, I have switched foundations because I finished my Revolution Pro foundation, and I have switched to the Becca Skincare Weightless Blur Foundation, and this is in the shade Espresso. I'm pretty sure that this is actually my foundation project pan, and this is just the foundation that I'm leaning more towards. I want a little less coverage and just a little more skin-like finish, and I feel like this will work a little bit better for the heat, but also for my skin texture. It's been changing a little bit, so I really enjoyed this. Concealer and powder wise, it's been the same. What's new? Oh, I also have a new blush. No, oh my god. I also have a new shade that I'm using as a blush, and it's actually a Give Me Glow single. I'm using the shade Flamingo. That is literally what is on my cheeks today, and I added one of my Beauty Bakery blush lighters on top. I'm really enjoying this shade. I think this will definitely be a single that I have to put in like a blush palette somewhere so that I can reach for it on an everyday basis, because I'm really enjoying this shade. I think that's it. Oh, on my lips, I have ABH's Bittersweet, and on my nails, I have a Lemon Lacquer's Hellstone. I will have a screenshot or a photo on the screen so you guys see my nails. But wow, but that is all I have for you guys today. I really enjoyed doing this 3 looks 1 palette. I still feel a lot of connection to this palette. I still very much want to have more fun with this palette, and you guys will be hearing more about this palette in later videos. I definitely intend to have more fun with it. Thank you so much again for buying this for me. You know who you are. I never asked if you wanted me to say your name out, and I feel like it's kind of weird when people do that. So you know who you are. I just want to thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate you. You've been one of my most vocal and consistent subscribers for a while now, and I just really appreciate you. But I think that's it. I'm not going to keep rambling. I will see you guys